Hey, what is going on, Scorpios? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I apologize, but it is super hot here today. Like super hot. And I know when I put my air conditioning on, and people have complained that they can hear it. So I'm going to struggle through it without it, even though I feel like I'm sweating like a pig in a butcher shop. But we're going to do it. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Scorpios? What message do we have for Scorpios? All right, Scorpios. So the first thing I see, Scorpios, I feel like this energy is not going to be a new one. This person that I see, this energy that I feel, this is someone from your past. Now, with this person, one thing that I see that really starts this all off is I feel like with this person, there's this feeling of defeat. And, this defeated feeling, this internal struggle in this person, because I feel like they know they messed up. And I feel like it was almost like they held back from you. They didn't tell you how they truly felt about you, and they're remiss to know that they didn't do that. I feel like that is one of the biggest regrets this person has, is they didn't truly tell you how they felt. They weren't completely honest. I don't feel like they lied. I just feel like they weren't honest. And I know that a lot of people are going to say that sounds the same to me, but it's not. Lying to someone is outright just telling them bullshit. Not telling someone how you feel is almost like it is a form of omission. I feel like with this person, I feel like they had some trust issues. I don't feel like it's you they don't trust. I feel like it's just it's me against the world type attitude with this person. This person went out of their way to not let you know how they felt. They put in a lot of work to not let you in. But now they're finally seeing what was right in front of them the whole time. With this person, they just found it hard not to see the negatives. They were always, I feel like they were looking for the negatives. They were looking for reasons to not be involved. They were looking for red flags. They didn't find any, but it didn't stop them from constantly looking. But even though I say that, I feel like this person, I feel like this person truly cared about you. I feel like there was love involved there. I feel like you had a connection with this person, a deep connection. But because they weren't seeing what was right in front of them, they weren't seeing what they were doing. They thought they were protecting themselves, but what were they protecting themselves from? They spent a lot of time in their head with that hermit. Like I said, constantly looking for reasons to not give to this situation. I just feel like they never really had a lot of trust in people. And even when I say that, I mean in themselves. Trusting their own judgment, trusting how they feel. But one thing they know for sure, and what I see here, is this person knew what they wanted. They know what they wanted. They know what they want. And they know they're not walking away from this. I mean, they can't get you out of their head. Even though I feel like they're the reason why this is no longer happening. It's their own fault. But I'll tell you that with you, it was different. And I know because the way they acted, it doesn't tell you that. It doesn't tell you the whole story. They kind of gave you the cliff notes of themselves, but they never let you in completely. There's a lot more to this person than they showed you. And what I feel like is coming towards you is this person finally, I see some big changes in this person. A huge transformation. And I feel like it's solely because of you. It's because of how they felt with you. This huge transformation with that death card. These big changes coming for this person. I feel like you're not the first person they did this to, but you're the first person that it affected them, that it bugged them. Like I said, you're living in their head rent free. I feel like they did this before. I don't feel like this is the first time, but it's the first time they ever regretted it this way. And I feel like it's caused a lot of big changes in this person. This person emotionally, that's the first change I see in this person. I see them coming back, and I see them trying to earn that trust. Letting it happen. They're not going to be the one that stands in the way of this anymore. They're letting that old way of thinking go. Establishing that trust with that Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Coins in this tarot deck. And with the King of Cups, I feel like this person has a deep emotional connection with you, and I feel like it's strong. True love will change a person. Let me back that up. True love will evolve a person. And I feel like I said, they felt that anxiety. They felt, that pressure without you. They can't sleep without you. They can't think without you. They can't eat without you. And it's tearing them up because they know they're at fault here. They know the worst part of a failed relationship is when you're the one that failed it. And they know they failed it. They know they failed you. Excuse me. But it's not over. It's not over for them. Like I said, they're letting go of all that. And that's why I feel like this connection is something real. Because like I said, true love does evolve a person. When you find that right person, it makes you want to be the person that you can be. And until you find that person, you struggle with that. And I feel like they struggle with it until they found you. And now that they've had you, they messed it up. They can't stop thinking about it. And I'm not going to bullshit you and say that this person has never done this before. They've walked away from a connection before. They've, sabotaged a connection before. They've never felt bad about it before. They've never felt regret about it before. maybe glances here and there, maybe a few thoughts, but with you, like I said, you're living rent free in this person's head and they can't stop thinking about you. With that devil card, I feel like this person is finally letting that old negative energy that they were hanging on to for so long. With some people, now I want to get this straight and I want to make it clear. For some people, we are so used to living in the bullshit. We're so used to living in that negative area that it almost feels uncomfortable being in a positive area. You know, I was once like that myself. But I digress. My point is that sometimes we're so used to being let down and being hurt that it's uncomfortable being happy and being loved. And I feel like that's kind of where this person was, but I feel like you really pushed them over the fence here. Because like I said before, this person is coming back. This person wants to reconcile. This person wants to earn your trust. And they want to give you their trust. I mean, I see a lot of forward movement in this situation. You know, and with that chariot, and I feel like this person coming back, it speaks volumes of their character. It speaks volumes of how they truly feel about you. You know, I feel like they were always on the same page. I just feel like they needed a wake-up call, and I feel like this was the wake-up call. You know, we have the hangman, seeing things in a different perspective, knowing they were happy with you. They were fulfilled, and they want to make you happy. And I see this person doing their very best, you know, to protect this, because it's worth protecting for them. And it starts first. The first thing they're going to do is I feel like they're going to be very honest with you, very straightforward. Because I feel like this person's finally taken that leap of faith. They're trusting how they feel about you. They're trusting how they feel around you. Like I said, you fill their cups, they want to fill yours. You know, I feel like in the beginning it was a bit physical. You know, this physical chemistry that you had, and they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it. But then something started turning to something real, and that's when they got scared. And that's when all these negative thoughts started creeping in. But I see this huge change in this person, this huge shift. Because they know what life is like with you and without you. And they don't want to do the without you anymore. Now with this person, we have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. We have Capricorn and Virgo. I mean, we have a little bit of fire, a little bit of Leo, and some Sagittarius. Some Aquarius as well. You know, like I said, I know people that haven't dealt with it may find that the most ridiculous thing ever. And I know that some of my friends, we've had conversations about it. And I know for some of them, it's really hard to understand how someone could live in this negative energy. You know, and it's like what you're used to. Like I said, I dealt with the same thing myself. Growing up, I never had a lot of love in my family. Like we didn't tell each other we loved each other. We didn't hug and kiss each other. We didn't, you know, it was tough love in my house. My dad was, you know, military. His dad was military. My mom is a son of a longshore, or my mom is not a son. My mom is the daughter of a longshore fisherman. There was 18 kids in her family. So from very young, she grew up very quickly because she was taking care of the younger ones. And that's how the family worked. My mom cut wood when she was a little girl. My mom, fell trees. And even there was a few times when my grandfather needed help with fishing. He fished lobster. And she even fished in the lobster boat, so she was a tough customer. So we just grew up in a household where it wasn't a whole lot of cheerleading and not a lot of love. Very strict household. I mean, I've told this story before. My dad's never told me he loved me, ever. And I remember we had a conversation about it one time, and I would just mention it to him, and he just bypassed it like it was no big deal. And so I grew up in that. So when I had my first taste of real love, it was awkward to me because I wasn't used to people loving on me, And that was my first real relationship, and it was weird. And then we broke up because it was puppy love, and it didn't have the legs to take me long term. It was just my first experience. But then I got with this girl that was really toxic. I've talked about her before. And even though it was toxic, and even though she was pretty mean, it almost felt comfortable because I was used to that. And even my friends were like, how can you stay with this girl? She's an idiot. Like, this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, she treats me like shit. And I was kind of brought up that way. Not by my mom. My mom's she's a great lady. I still talk to my mom every day. But she never stopped my dad from being who he was. And my dad is, you come home with a A-. He's mad that it wasn't an A+. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. There was no, like I said, there was no cheerleading. There was no, you did a good job. It was, you did a shitty job, or he just didn't say anything. And if he didn't say anything, that was a sign that you did something right. But I feel like that's the thing, though. Like, you get used to something. It doesn't mean it's good, because it wasn't. When I was with this girl, being with Rose for the last 15 years has really changed my outlook on the whole thing. And we struggled in the beginning of our relationship because of the fact that I just wasn't used to it. Not used to getting a pat on the back, or not used to getting a good job, or not used to getting I love you and expecting a kiss goodnight every night, and holding hands and all that stuff. It was stuff I had to learn, but I learned, and look where I'm at now. Between her and all you guys out there, I mean, I've evolved, and that's what I said. Real love makes you evolve. And until you have that, it's a hell of a road. But anyway, like I said, this person, it is a huge transformation. This person wants this. They messed up, but they're here trying to make it right. Like I said before, it's not the first person they've done this to. It's the first person they regretted doing it to. That's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.